Much of the criticism about drone strikes, both here at home and abroad, understandably centers on reports of civilian casualties. There's a wide gap between U.S. assessments of such casualties and non-governmental reports. Nevertheless, it is a hard fact that U.S. strikes have resulted in civilian casualties, a risk that exists in every war. And for the families of those civilians, no words or legal construct can justify their loss. For me and those in my chain of command, those deaths will haunt us as long as we live.
Okay, that was former President Barack Obama sounding pretty detached. That was in 2013. On the drone strikes he approved, the drone strikes he did. These drone strikes, we had not seen the level of them like he did. He's saying it's going to haunt him. He kills civilians. Let's bring in Fox News contributor Joe Concha. Joe, let's show the numbers. Barack Obama did 1,680 drone strikes that killed more than 6,400 people, including 816 innocent civilians and 101 children. What do you think of Barack Obama here?
Well, Liz, you used a perfect word there, detached, because those weren't words coming from the heart. Those were words that were written for him and loaded into a teleprompter. Obviously, he was reading there. And those numbers are just remarkable that you just read. Over 100 children killed by drone strikes, American citizens abroad were killed by Obama's drone strikes. And he says it's haunted him. Well, once you get over 1,000 drone strikes, maybe you're not so haunted by that. In this case, 1,680. And Obama was once quoted as saying, turns out I'm really good at killing people, unquote. So that seemed to be more of an act than anything else. And now we have Democrats defending narco-terrorists because they're so reflexively anti-Trump and reflexively Pete Hegseth, for that matter, as the Secretary of War, where they're just trying to protect Americans from drugs coming into this country that kill tens of thousands of Americans every year, more than any war that we've been involved in since Vietnam.
That's right. Yes, that's right. More than 500,000 since 2021. So let's go over it again.
Wow.
816 innocent civilians, 101 children killed by Obama's drug strikes. What do you make of the media silence and the Democrat silence on that?
Well, that's the thing, right? Whenever I see an Adam Schiff, for example, or a Jamie Raskin, or anybody from the Democratic side going on other networks like CNN or MS Now or whatever they call that insane asylum these days, and talk about how, you know, we have to think of the rights of these people, these what are they called, shipwrecked survivors I've seen as far as what they're calling these narco-terrorists. And then the media never brings up the fact that, now, wait a minute, you supported completely Barack Obama's drone strikes. What's different about that now? Tim Russert used to do that so well on Meet the Press, Liz, where he'd play back a clip of a politician saying one thing and then doing the exact same opposite in terms of posture on another. But we don't see that from those other networks because they're just going to give their audience what they think they should hear instead of what they want to hear instead of what they should hear.
I mean, you just look at those speedboats. Don't look like fishing boats where you're just poking a rod out.
No.
You know, they're not flying a flag in international waters identifying what they are. But Hegseth, he's met today with 8 top lawmakers on the strikes. The lawmakers have threatened to pull his travel budget if he doesn't basically testify about that unedited video or release it of that September 2nd U.S. military strike. What do you think of this? Final word.
Yeah. The Gang of 8. But Pete has been steadfast throughout this entire process, and he's had a target on his back ever since Trump named him to be his nominee for Secretary of War. But he has proven time and again, especially with the strikes on Fordo and Iran, that this is somebody who is qualified for the job and is executing it excellently.
Thank you so much, Joe Concha. Always a pleasure to listen to you. Thank you.